At this point in Outlander, the can of worms has not only been opened, but its contents have been thrown all over the place. 10 years' worth of secrets are revealed. There is open access to confidential information. All bets are off. Not to mention clandestine operations related to the impending conflict. I'm referring to Lord John Grey, David Barry, and William, Charles Vandervaart, 2 individuals who experienced personal setbacks in their lives. I couldn't tell who would have been the worst day ever until the very end of the show. A gunshot is then heard, and one contestant is unquestionably the winner. I'm getting ahead of myself, though. Why were William's and Lord John's days so miserable? First, let's look at Lord John, who has just seen his best friend Jamie, Sam Heughan, come back from the dead, only to pretend to kidnap him, take a few horses, and hide in the countryside. Both males are tense. Even though Lord John is glad Jamie is alive, he doesn't understand why he would visit his home since he is obviously fleeing from the redcoats. Instead of creating a commotion with a fictitious kidnapping, couldn't he just loiter on the outskirts of town? Jamie has no reservations. He needed to see Claire. Knowing that she would be inconsolable, he had to prove to her that he was still alive. In addition, he was in possession of something that he wanted no one to discover. He then commends Lord John for looking after his wife well. Yes, he did take wonderful care of her. Is there anything more embarrassing about this moment? When Lord John stops his friend's appreciation to virtually shriek that he has carnal knowledge of your wife, he appears to be about to throw up. I'm so embarrassed that I yell at my screen. Jamie quietly asks Lord John why this occurred, hardly blinking. According to Lord John's fervent explanation, he and Claire believed Jamie had drowned. Jamie wants to know if this was done voluntarily or by force. Because, given Lord John's feelings toward men, he finds neither to be logical. High on adrenaline, Lord John goes on to clarify that neither he nor Claire were making love to one another. They pretended that Jamie was the other. Jamie strikes Lord John in the face at that point. William's knocks have barely started, but Lord John's day is still going badly. He asks Claire, Katrina Balfe, if she is aware that Jamie is his biological father in the beginning. They play an exciting game of 21 questions after she affirms that she has known all along. Was his mother careless? Did Jamie exploit? In the woods, a group of militiamen approaches Jamie and beats the living daylights out of Lord John before stepping in. The fact that Lord John is not wearing his uniform worries one of the soldiers, who recalls him as an officer. Jamie consents to give Lord John to the Rangers because he has no interest in being captured. As he departs, he assures his old friend that their work is not done. Upon examining Lord John's pockets, the men discover documents confirming his active military status. Additionally, he must be a spy because he is dressed normally. What happens to spies, do you know? In front of the entire camp, they are hung. Do not forget Powley. For Lord John, the emotional battle cry is meaningless. Bewildered and irritated, he is brought to Colonel Watson Smith, played by Anthony Howell, to defend his loyalty. Colonel Smith is instantly reminded by Lord John that they had first met while eating cucumber sandwiches in his sister-in-law's drawing room. He isn't rebellious. However, it seems that Colonel Smith is unquestionably a traitor. After taking a break, Colonel Smith shares some unsettling details. Charles Grey, Lord John's distant cousin, and his soldiers reportedly used just bayonets to murder 100 men in their beds. Colonel Smith is very certain that Lord John, whose last name is Grey, will hang since the men are famished for justice in what is known as the Powley Massacre. In the meantime, Jamie runs into Colonel Morgan, whom we met in Saratoga, and gives him the secret object that the British were after. Colonel Morgan decides it's time for Jamie to face the great man himself after reading the correspondence from France. George Washington, hello. The fact that Jamie put his life at danger to deliver the letter on his own initiative impresses Washington. He rewards Jamie by offering him a battalion commander post in his army. The appointment honors Jamie. He is now James Fraser, a brigadier general. I'm not sure how I feel about this, and I have a feeling Claire won't be pleased either. Knowing that war is coming, we later find William assisting individuals in leaving Pennsylvania. We see him truly smile as he spots Rachel, Izzy Meikle Small, amid the line of gaunt folks. When young Ian, John Bell, appears, it disappears. When he finds out that Ian and Rachel are engaged, his countenance simply becomes stony.